Welcome to Cooking with the Allergy Chef. In this episode, the Allergy Chef will share her gluten-free, beef-free, dairy-free corn dogs. They're also free of wheat, egg, soy, nuts, peanuts, refined sugar, yeast, and they're diabetic friendly. They're also quite delicious. If you'd like to make these with us, visit freeandfriendlyfoods.com to download your corn dog recipe with ingredients, measurements, and instructions. And now, the Allergy Chef.
Welcome to Cooking with the Allergy Chef. I am so excited about today's recipe. Oh my goodness. You guys have no idea how excited I am. When we first created this, or recreated this, we danced, we partied. It was such a big deal because our allergy kid has not had corn dogs in practically forever, because even the gluten-free corn dogs have beef, and he's allergic to beef. So one day I was online, I saw this thing by Tasty. I know everybody out there's seen Tasty videos, and they had shown this really cool corn dog. Well, of course, you know, it's easy for us allergy people to see a really cool video and kind of think, oh, I can't have that, and oh, I can't have that. But that's not what we do. I love to see something great and say, ooh, we can do this. We can take it, we can make it, we can remake it 5 times over, whatever we got to do. And so I'm so excited! Okay, here we go. Corn-free, beef-free, wheat-free, egg-free, corn dogs. Who's ready to cook? Are you ready to cook? Here we go. Before we get started, I want to go over some different items and tips and that sort of fun stuff, because this is Cooking with the Allergy Chef, and if you're here, I have to assume you probably have a food allergy. Or maybe you know someone with a food allergy, or maybe your child has a food allergy. So, let's start with egg replacers. Obviously, this recipe does need some sort of an egg replacer. If you're not allergic to eggs, you can have eggs in your mix. If you do have an egg allergy, we have found that this is a really, really, really great solution. You can also use potato starch. You can use flax. You can use, there's other products like one called Neat Egg. There's also one made by Energy that's an egg replacer. Any form of egg replacer that you're comfortable with is what you'd want to use. If you're brand new to the egg allergy world, this is a wonderful product. It is also vegan. It's basically made of gums and different things, so check the ingredients, make sure you don't have any other allergies that overlap. Again, if you do, there are other options. So that's our egg replacer out of the way. If you're like me and you're deathly allergic to corn, this is probably the only baking powder you'll find in the United States that does not contain cornstarch. It's gorgeous. And as you can see, I missed my calling on The Price is Right. Finally, if you guys ever go onto Instagram, there's this really cool gal. Her name is Allergen-Free Bakes. She's from Colorado. She makes allergy-free treats. And she's the one who turned us on to this product. It's called xanthan gum. Dun, dun, dun! For all of you that are deathly allergic to corn like me, we all know that it's derived from corn. Turns out this company derives theirs from cabbage. I've actually tested it out on myself, and as far as I can tell, I haven't had any massive corn reactions. Allergen-Free Bakes, they use it, and they haven't had any reactions. Give it a shot. If it works for you, great. If not, you can use a different form of a binder. And if you want to, definitely give them a call. Ask them your questions. Authentic Foods, cabbage-derived xanthan gum. Now, when we make our sauces later, we'll be using Diet cheese, which is a great dairy-free cheese alternative. There are lots of others. If you're new to the dairy allergy, make sure that when you look at a package, you want to make sure when you're reading the ingredients that it does not contain any sort of milk derivatives. Sometimes there'll be casein in the cheese replacements. Casein is a part of milk. So make sure that you're not getting just lactose-free cheese, but actually dairy-free cheese. Very important. Finally, ta-da! Again, missed my calling for The Price is Right. I really miss Bob Barker. Really do. Okay. Great mayo. If you don't know what aquafaba is, pause the video, go look it up. It is the coolest fake egg replacer you'll ever find. It is essentially chickpea juice. You drain off the water, you whip it up, and I kid you not, it works just like egg whites. Even those who are not allergic to eggs in our house kind of really like it. They eat the stuff that I make for our allergy kid, and they're like, yeah, this is great, I'll take some more. And I'm like, no, you won't. This stuff's expensive. So, is it expensive? Yes. Does it do a great job? Absolutely. Best part is it's also soy-free. Finding a mayo replacer that's soy-free is next to impossible. So this product totally does it. It steals the show. I love it to death. Now, did I tell you how excited I am? Let's get cooking. Go to freeandfriendlyfoods.com for the full recipe, but for now, I've got things here. I'm just going to place these aside now that I've told you the story behind them. You can totally use a stand mixer or even an electric handheld mixer, whatever you'd prefer, whatever you're comfortable with. Here I've got our 2 cups of flour. I'm just going to put these in the bowl. I am going to give these a little mix up together. I'm going to add our parsley, xanthan, salt and pepper, and baking powder. You'll notice this recipe is also onion and garlic free because, hey, everybody's got to have corn dogs, right? Next, and this is completely optional, maple sugar. The first time we made this recipe, I chose to do it without the maple sugar, and everybody said, it's really good. I feel like it's missing a little something. The second time we made it, I decided to add just a hint of something, and it was maple sugar, and they said that it tasted just like a traditional old-fashioned corn dog. So you can put it in, you can leave it out, completely up to you. The reason we opt for maple sugar rather than cane sugar is because of our low-no sugar kid. He just doesn't do so well with it. So anytime I can use maple or honey or dates, I do. I try to be an all-inclusive type of person. Now, while this is doing its thing, it's actually not doing anything, but we'll just pretend it is. I'm going to come over here to our large pan. You'll want to pour in a ton of oil. You have to have enough oil so that when you add the items, there's enough oil essentially to cook it, to fry it. Now in our case, we do use olive oil, but you're welcome to use any oil that works for you. If you don't want to use a large amount of oil, what you could do is cut your hot dogs into small bits. That way you can cook it in a smaller pan, which would naturally just require less oil. In our case, because we're making corn dogs on a stick, we'll need a large amount of oil. So you can see here we have our skewers, and these are bamboo. You can get any kind of skewer, it should be okay. These are very thick, so I'll show you how to cut them to size, because you'll notice they don't quite fit in the pan, okay? We like to use Welshire chicken hot dogs. If you have a beef allergy, these are the way to go. This package was already once opened, so that's why it's in the baggie. But these Welshire chicken hot dogs are great, and our allergy kid has never reacted to them, so I'm very pleased. What I like to do is you hold the stick over the hot dog, and you pretty much understand how big it is. And you want to leave enough space for someone to grip it a little bit. And what you'll do, using your scissors, cut one side, turn it over, and cut the other side so that it breaks right off. If I were to do that without, it's actually pretty tough. So once you've made your first cut, you can just use that as a guide. And again, cut one side, cut the other, and break it apart. If you're dealing with small children who may not enjoy the little bits of splintering, you could try finding a smaller skewer, or if you have to, just leave the stick out of it completely. Now that we've got our sticks prepped, I'm just going to get our oil started heating. It will take a while to heat, so that's why I'm doing it now. Over here, I've got our egg replacer. Again, if you cannot have some of the ingredients that are in this, you can use any egg alternative that works safely for you. If you're allergic to corn, like I am, I personally would not trust this product. I have not called them personally, but just by reading the ingredients, it does not appear to be corn-free. If I were making something like this for myself, I would go with a simple starch and liquid replacement, such as flax or potato starch. So it's nice and smooth now. That's set aside. I've got our milk here. Use any milk that's safe for you. And I'm just going to pour that in. And I'm going to slowly mix. Make sure that all the side parts get added together. Like so. And I'm going to add in our egg. Now if you're slow at mixing and you find that your oil looks like it might be ready, just turn the heat off and go back to it when you're ready. Just going to continue to mix. I like to do this sometimes because, as you can see, there are little clumps stuck in between the whisk. And if you feel that the mix is a little too thick, just add a little more milk. Everything we do is very versatile, and that's done by design, so that no matter what, you can eat freely. For example, what would you do if I said you could make this paleo for gaps? You really can. All you have to do is use a combination of coconut and almond flour, and everything else pretty much translates over. You can do it no matter what your restrictions may be. Okay, that is all done. Mixed up nicely. There don't appear to be any large clumps of dry pockets of mix anymore. So the next step, you'll need a large tall cup, such as this. And that's because we're going to dunk the entire dog inside of it. Over here you'll notice the bubbles starting to form. Our olive oil is just about ready, which is great. So obviously if you're not allergic to all this stuff, you can pick it up with your hand. I'm just going to insert the stick. And if you have kids, this is a great time for them to come and help you. I was kind of ruining them a little bit using the tongs because the tong was making an indent. So I went and grabbed the sous chef here, and you can see she just grips the hot dog while she puts the stick in at the same time. The Welshire chicken hot dogs, in my opinion, they're a little fragile at times. I'm sure if you had a really thick, beefy hot dog, it wouldn't necessarily break up as much. You'll see the marks here that I made by mistake using the tongs. Excellent work, thank you very much. Our next step, we take our hot dog and we dunk it. What I like to do is turn it around this way, like so. Make sure it's coated all over. And pull it out. Go in again, do it again. It's okay to make almost like a scooping motion so that you get as much on here as you can. And what you'll do is you'll hold it like so, and you'll place it in, trying not to splash yourself, like I almost just did. And you just continue to do that again and again until you're all out of hot dogs. While that's cooking, I have a large baking tray here that I had off to the side, ready to go. And I will cover that with paper towels. That'll be to absorb all the oil that comes out. And because hot dogs are pre-cooked, you're really just doing this for as long as you need to fully cook the batter. And you'll notice on some of ours the batter did not go on perfectly, and that's okay. Meanwhile, while that's working, I will show you how to make a quick, almost like a chipotle sauce, but not quite. For this, we're going to add in a little bit of mayo, a few dashes of smoked paprika, and a little bit of salt. You can add other things such as a hint of lemon juice. And for me, when I make this, it's all about the color. If I'm happy with the color, I'm happy with it. So our mayo is ready. I'm going to return over here, and you'll see our corn dogs are pretty browned. And you can flip them again if you wanted to, so you can really see what's happening. But they're very browned. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to carefully transfer it to our paper towels. And if they're not perfect, it's okay. Like the case of that one. Poor little thing. That one fared a little bit better. And I'll turn our oil off. So here we've got our different mixes. We've got some organic ketchup, some organic mayo, and finally I'll show you how to make a really cool, really quick cheese sauce. And I'm just going to heat our pan here. And this final sauce will come together pretty quickly. Again, because I am allergic to these items, I use things like forks. Now, you could also use their cheese shred product. You could use cheese slices, whatever you'd like. And it could also be a white cheese. Our allergy kid loves the yellow cheese, however. I'll just add a little splash of milk. And that's going to help everything come together. And a couple of dashes of pepper. And then what you'll do is just mix it up, like so, rather quickly. And you'll notice here it's melting. The first time we made this, it reminded me of old nacho cheese that you'd find at school when they had those cheese dispensers. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but that's what this totally reminds me of. And I'm just breaking up the larger chunks. As soon as everything's broken up, the cheese sauce is ready. And of course, you can get bold with these flavors. You don't have to just do pepper. You could do anything you want. And there it is. You saw how fast that came together. And I'm just going to pour it in here. And there you have it. Our corn dogs are finished. And remember, as you cook these, it's okay if they don't look perfect. Ours did not look perfect today. You win some, you lose some, but they're still delicious. And then of course you can take them and you can dip them. And you can enjoy them. Again, these are gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, soy-free, nut-free, peanut-free, fish and shellfish-free. They're also free from rice, and they can be made corn-free too. I know. How awesome is this? And they're beef-free! These are like the greatest little things ever. Seriously, thank you for coming. Thank you for cooking with the Allergy Chef. If you like our videos, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time. See, I'm pretending to eat it. It's pretty good. It's pretty tasty.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Cooking with the Allergy Chef. If you like this video, subscribe below so you can know each time a new allergy-free delicious recipe is ready. Be sure to visit theallergychef.com for allergy-free recipes, cookbooks, and more. Connect with us online at Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even our blog site at foodandlego.com. Thank you for joining us, and bon appetit.